Welcome to Picture Healer channel. Today we'll talk about a secret principle to learn anything. Maybe you want to learn a new profession, starting a new hobby, practice sports, doing Tai Chi or Qigong, or learning Feng Shui and I Ching. The same principle applies. I call it Yin Yang and cycle principle. When you start to learn something new, there's a yin and a yang side. The yin side is about passive learning, maybe read a book, watch a tutorial, or learn from a teacher. And the yang side is the active part. After you learn from a book or from a teacher, you start practicing and try different things, see how it works in practice. Once you start practicing, you'll have more understanding. Maybe you notice new issues or new observation, and then it's time to go back to the beginning point. So the secret of learning, besides the yin and yang side, is a return to beginning, to the point zero, and start again. So it's like the cycle starts over again. You can be learning the same book, but this time the same words might have different meaning to you. And you'll have different understanding from the same teaching. And then you continue to go practice in real life. And every time you practice, you have different understanding and notice different things. That's how we grow. And then we go back to the beginning again, starting from zero. And maybe find a new book, a new teacher, or you see something differently and you go with a different direction. Every time we complete a cycle, we learn more. The teaching was starting to make sense, and based on your background and the experience, you will see and learn something differently every time. We often focus on the yin and yang side. When we go to a school and listen to the teacher, we learn passively, learn from the textbook, learn from the teacher, and pass exams. And after graduation, we get a job and practice what we learn. It will still work, but will take a longer time and more effort. The natural way is to learn by doing it and then go back to beginning, start learning again, maybe with new knowledge, and you see things from a different perspective. So every time you repeat the cycle, you improve and make progress. For example, if you want to learn to bake bread, you might research online, find a recipe from a book, or learn from someone experienced, write down all the notes, and start practicing. And most likely you will fail or having problems the first few times. Maybe the dough doesn't rise properly, too much water, too little water, or the temperature is off. You have to learn your tools because each oven is slightly different. So if you want to have the perfect bread, it will take several tries. And then when you think you know everything, it's a good idea to go back to beginning and keep an open mind and curiosity and start learning a different recipe or go to the next level. So the secret is not to stop after you think you accomplished your goal and learn everything. If you go back to the beginning, keep an open mind, in appearance it looks like you are not making progress. But this is how you continue to the next level. And it's like the snowball effect. Every cycle you start from beginning again, you learn something different. And you see things differently. Maybe you memorize the whole recipe, and then you can start trying new things and experiment with new ideas. And then continue trying either successfully or you can fail. Either way, you will learn something. And then we go back to the beginning, observe and learn from different resources. And then try your own ideas. Try the things that's not in the book and not just following other people's ideas. And it's the same if you are interested in learning Feng Shui or the I Ching Divination. It might sound very difficult at the beginning, but every time you learn something, practice, and then go back to the beginning, you have one level of understanding. Continue repeating the cycle. Eventually, you will have good understanding and you will come easily. It's the same with learning a new language. You cannot expect to speak a new language in a very short time. Every time you put in effort to learn and practice, you are building up your level. And that's the secret of learning anything. It follows the law of nature. It doesn't matter your background. Everybody starts somewhere and make progress at their own speed. Some people are more talented and they can learn faster. But for the long run, you will see it's the continuous cycle that makes a big difference. If you are passionate about one subject, you will want to continue learning and find enjoyment and fulfillment in the learning process. And if you don't give up, you can go very far. Maybe you cannot control the beginning point. Everybody has different background and a beginning point, but we can control the ending point. If we keep observing and learning from different people or different books, we will accumulate the knowledge, be at the level you like to be. So that's my Yin Yang and cycle theory for learning or making progress. The cycle is the time factor that we often forget. As long as we keep an open mind, curiosity, and a passion, we will keep learning and improving. Now, if you're interested in learning I Ching, the Book of Changes, as a divination tool, so you can do your own fortune telling at home, you can check out my new book, Divine Divination with I Ching. I will have the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.